Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of JavaLavaCraft, and as you guys know, our mega base is getting done very slowly, but we still have some mega grindy projects to do. So in today's episode, we are going to start one of our mega grinds. That's right, we are going to get some work done on the wall, the inside and the outside. That bunny is freaking me out. We need to go ahead and get started. Before we can do that, oh, another bunny. Before we can do that, we need to go and collect a little bit of blackstone, because let me show you guys what's going on in our gold farm slash basalt farm, because we are not quite generating as much blackstone as I would like, but we do have an obnoxious amount of one certain item. Before we head over to the gold farm to show off some of our crazy amounts of items over there, I am going to show you guys a little bit of the blackstone that we've already pulled out of the piglin trading system. And if you were wondering what this awesome room is, you got to check out the last episode. So I will put a little link up there in the corner. Check it out. Click on it if you haven't seen it. It's a cool one. The blackstone resource is not coming along as quite as much as we would like it to, so we definitely need to start automating that piglin trading system a little bit more. But let's head over to the gold farm and check on the progress on some certain things. So we are here in the nether, on top of the nether, actually the nether roof, our little hub of collection. So if you don't know what we're looking for today, we are looking at our basalt resource, and as you can see, we already have a ton in our inventory and a ton in some shulker boxes, but it's a little hard to see in the nether, so let's go ahead and switch those shaders off. And there we go. So instantly a lot easier to see in here. So that is one reason why the shaders kind of hold us back in certain regards, and in others they just make the game a lot better. So let's fly up onto the top of our little farming area right over here. We'll knock that block out. It's just a temporary one. We kind of leave there so the piglins can't get us when we want to exit this farm. And we have actually added blackstone and spectral arrows and removed the magma cream and the glowstone. So we unfortunately did not collect enough glowstone, or not as much as I would have liked. I think this is most of it. There might be a little bit more over here. There's a lot of magma cream. We don't really need too much magma cream, I don't think, just because we already have plenty of potions of fire resistance from this farm. The one thing we need is this blackstone right here. So our blackstone reserves are pretty much completely emptied, but we came over here to kind of show off this beast over here, this farm. And if you haven't checked out the video where we built this crazy thing, I'm gonna put a link up in the corner. Check it out. What are you doing? Come on now. Let's flip this on and show it off a little bit. This thing's really cool. It basically automatically creates basalt. It collects it as well, and it's all done automatically with TNT and basalt generator. So really cool farm, always a lot of fun to kind of watch in action. It's very satisfying. Anyways, we let this run while we AFK over here at the gold farm. We have gotten 302 levels. So as you guys know, if you watched the last episode, we lost 570, so not quite back where we were, but this farm is super cool and super efficient. Let's go down here and check out our basalt storage room. We just cleared some of it out, but it is completely full. So as you can see, it is filtering in still at the end here. It was completely full, and all of these chests have basalt. So this is creating more basalt than we can actually sort through with regular hoppers. So we have sorted out the basalt situation, so we're going to put that to good use on the outer wall today. Like I said, that is the goal, getting some grindy work done on the outer wall of our mega area. Before we can do that, we are going to have to manually collect some blackstone. Let's go ahead and get that started, and hopefully collect enough to get some work done on the inner wall. We are hopefully going to get a huge chunk of the inner and outer wall done today, and I hope you guys enjoy this little time lapse. Collecting blackstone in the basalt delta is very dangerous, you guys. Be careful, but there is an abundance of it. I mean, just look at all of that. We also spent some time getting some basalt here as well, even though we definitely don't need it. So we mainly focused on the blackstone, and I think I died once to a magma cube. That's probably the first time I've ever died to a magma cube. However, I am definitely looking forward to automating the blackstone collection. So now that we are out of the scary nether, let's go ahead and flip those shaders back on. There we go, much better. They're a lot more fun to look at in the overworld, that is for sure. Well, anyways, the blackstone is collected, and while I was collecting blackstone, it got me thinking. In the last episode, we spent the entire time building a storage system and collecting all of the items from around our world. Not all of the items, we still have a lot more, to be honest. You may have noticed when we were just in the storage hub that some of the shulker boxes, pretty much all of the shulker boxes, are still just sitting there. So we're gonna go ahead and try and sort through some to see if we have any blackstone just laying around. I mean, we can use it, right? So this quick little 30-second time lapse actually took 2 real-life hours, and we barely put a dent in that shulker box pile. We probably still have like over 100 shulker boxes to sort through, and they're all completely full. I am so excited and ready to get to that automatic storage system, but it is still a little while off, so don't get too excited for that yet. The blackstone is collected, the shulker boxes are sorted, and the basalt has been generated. It is time to start working on the wall. Yep, that wall behind me. Well, probably the other side first, but we will get to that in just a second. I didn't find not a single piece of blackstone in those shulker boxes. I would say it was a total waste of time, but we desperately needed to start sorting through some of those shulker boxes, so I guess it's not a waste of time. I think the first thing we're going to need to do is kind of level out some netherrack along the base of the wall. By the way, we are not going to get the entire wall done today. Yeah, no way. That's way too much work. But let's go ahead and see how much we can get done. So like we just discussed, the very first task for today is to lay down a lot of netherrack. And when I say a lot, I mean like 6 double chests full. It was quite a bit. Not as much as our super mega 10 double chest extravaganza, but we did get to fill in the area that we've been neglecting for a few episodes with netherrack. Yep. So yeah, you can see that we moved over to the corner of the mega wall where our storage hub is. We switched off the shaders for this portion of the time lapse just to see if you guys preferred it this way. I know it's like just a tedious thing laying down all this netherrack, so it's a little easier to see. We avoided getting too close to the mega farm just because we don't know how far out the dig is going to go. And then we continued to push the netherrack further and further along the edge of the wall. We tried to level it out about 4 or 5 blocks at least in a flat area, just to make it a lot easier to build up the rest of the wall design, which you guys are going to see in just a minute. Over here on this hill, it got a little tricky. We have a bit of an elevation change, so we made it a little bit flatter along the wall and just went with like some steep terraforming. We got rid of all the mushrooms and trees in this area, and it gave us a little bit more space to do that terraforming. I'm not 100% happy with the way it turned out, but that's the thing. We can always go back and change it if we need to, add more, take away some, but either way, that's good enough. So we've done a lot of creative testing for the wall design, and what we've come up with are a pillar every 5 blocks, and in between those blocks, we are going to have rows of blackstone walls with some smooth blackstone lining the redstone lamps. So I'm pretty happy with that, and it's going to be super cool once we get all of these wired up and put on timers. So we just continued this design along the rest of the wall, as you guys can see here. The redstone lamps are not operational yet. Here at the very end, you will get to see them turn on. However, they're just going to stay on for the time being. We made the redstone wiring out of wool so we didn't get confused. Unfortunately, the problem with that is when it's in the corners, it actually can catch on fire because of these flame pillar things we have going on here, which I'm happy with. I really like the design. I don't know if you guys recognize them from the last episode. We talked about putting them along the wall, but yeah, it's a pretty ominous looking wall if I do say so myself. So, what do you guys think? Make sure you let me know with a comment or maybe a like in the comments down below or the like button down below. Hit that like button. So I like the flame pillars quite a bit. They definitely generate quite a bit of light, and honestly, even when the redstone lamps are off, it looks pretty sweet, especially with the shaders. This area is always kind of covered in shade, so we picked a weird area to start in. Yeah, I know. But I am happy with it, so let me know what you guys think for sure. All of this is looking a lot more red, which is always nice. Maybe we'll update the map at the end of today's episode. That would be cool. But that is enough for the inner wall design. We have barely gone through any of our blackstone, which is cool. We still have 1, 2, 3 full shulker boxes, plus a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We've also collected a bunch of wood and stuff from destroying all the trees and mushrooms in the walls of our base. Hey, whatever, it's our base. Sorry, trees. However, it is time to move on to the outer wall, and I'm super excited because I really like the design that we came up with for that as well. You guys probably already know what it's going to look like. It's very similar, well, it's the exact same as the outer wall area that we did over here. So let's jump right into that because this is going to be a massive grind. Well, honestly, the inner wall is probably going to be more of a massive grind, and it's going to require a lot of redstone for those lamps, so we need to go on a massive redstone mining grind. So a lot of huge projects, but I am happy with it, and I think it will be worth it when this entire base is finally done, which is going to take like forever. Who knows how long. It's a never-ending thing anyway. So let's jump right into the outer wall design. So we're basically going to repeat the pattern that we had started when we did the first entrance to the mega base, the one with the creeper face tower, and this time we are going to be doing quite a bit more. We're going to fill in this entire corner. So just like we did the last time, we are going to have to clear out a few trees, a few more mushrooms, things like that, and then we are laying down different colored wool. So this time we're doing it actually at the levels of where it's going to be to make the entire process a whole lot easier. Basically, after we lay down the wool, we just don't even have to think about it. We can just start placing down bricks. The layer that is closest to the wall is the polished basalt, and we went with between 8 and 12 height, so that we still have plenty of the exposed stone brick, which we might be doing something with in the future. And the orange level, we went a little bit shorter, and then we basically just repeated that over and over and over again. This took several hours. This was quite a bit of work, quite a huge grind, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Now, here you can see that we moved on to the yellow and the green. These ones were a lot trickier, so it's gonna look really cool flying over, but we had to start to think about what it would look like from the ground looking up at it. So what we did was we put a lot less height into the green level so that you could see up and into the yellow and orange and red levels. We didn't put any lava down quite yet because we wanted to fill it in with netherrack, which you'll see in just a minute. We did split up one side and the other side just because it was just such a grind putting that polished basalt level. That's the one that took quite a while. But once we got finished with the red level, the rest just pretty much filled in pretty quickly. Luckily, the orange, yellow, and green didn't take that long at all, and we were able to just kind of put basalt down at varying heights, and it turned out really well. You can see here at the end, we kind of went back and filled in some of the exposed green at the bottom. Once we were done with that, we could start to add in the netherrack. So the netherrack is going to be where the flames and the lava are kind of housed, protecting our mega base area. So you can see us filling it in. This took quite a while as well. And then we just put fire down for now. and we'll probably put some lava in the future, but I want to get that bridge in the corner done first before we make it a lot harder to work in that area. So, what do you guys think? I think it's pretty sweet. And you guys might be wondering what the heck we're doing down here in this crazy cave. Well, we have been busy at work. We've been busy while you guys were watching all of that time lapse, and we have been digging out. We have been speed mining actually this massive area. It took a while, still like another hour or 2 hours or whatever. I don't know. This whole episode just has tons and tons of hours worth of work. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you show some love. We have been down here for a few hours collecting this stuff, this pretty red stuff, because like I talked about just a minute ago, we decided to put a massive amount of redstone lamps into our wall design. That was a bad idea. But I think it looks cool, so I guess it was a good idea. Either way, let me know what you think, and luckily we have collected... Whoa, that's weird. How did I do that? X-ray vision. Anyways, we have collected enough redstone to craft ourselves up just a few stacks of lamps. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit more work on the inner wall because we got a huge amount done on the outer wall and not really that much on the inner wall, so I don't want to disappoint you guys. So let's go ahead and get started with that, and I guess that should probably be enough, you know, probably like 12 hours worth of work for one episode. I think that's reasonable. I don't know. What do you think? That was a lot of work. This episode has been a huge grind. And thank you guys if you made it this far into the episode. You know what? I think sometimes in the time-lapse form, the scale of things really doesn't show through as much. So look at this craziness. All the way up there. Yep, sweet. This is nuts. This wall is just huge and menacing and evil looking. And that's perfect because it totally fits the aesthetic of the look we're going for. And I'm just super happy and everything's going great. And yep, sweet. That's good stuff. So just flying over this, you can tell that it was a massive amount of work. It was a lot of fun to do, but I am dreading doing the rest of the wall. It is so much work and it's very tedious, but you know what? It's fun. It really is. This whole area over here, I mean, just look how long it takes me to fly from one end to the other. I can't even do it with one rocket. Can't even do it with 3 rockets. It's crazy. This area over here with the lava is kind of what the end product is going to look like. But like I said, we're probably going to do most of the basalt before we end up adding the lava, just because we want to be able to do bridges and other stuff that needs to go on the outside of this wall before we drop all of our stuff into lava. By the way, if you're wondering what the redstone wiring looks like on the inside, it's not that complicated. It's literally just a redstone line. So all of these torches are going to be swapped out with repeaters, and all of them are going to be hooked up to daylight sensors. And so that way, once the night starts to fall, this line will go from on to off around our entire entire base, and I think that will be super cool. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. That is just about enough. My hands are cramping, and I am ready to maybe get on to some other projects in the next few episodes. I don't know. We will see. Who knows? The world is our oyster, or the world is our massive grindy project, I guess. Anyways, this has been JavaLavaCraft. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are excited for even more content from the JavaLavaCraft world. That's it for me. I disappeared. Goodbye.